technology, there should be a YouTube link on your program. Never mind, there's a YouTube link. It's through the school's YouTube. And share that with your loved ones so that they can see the live streaming of this. Also, we have developed a personalized program that is a QR code on your program that will give a little more depth to what some of these great kids did. Some were tired of them doing assignments and they did not return their forms. We tried really hard to get them all, so we apologize for that. But sometimes life just gets busy and we understand that as well. What a wonderful night to celebrate the remarkable gifts, hard work, and efforts of the senior class. The West Jefferson graduate commencement exercises are about to begin. Please rise and we will welcome the class of 2026. I would like to turn the time now over to Paisley Summers, our senior class president.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paisley Summers, senior class president. I'm happy to be here for our commencement exercise. We expect the commencement exercise to last approximately 1 hour. Joining me up front today are our superintendent, Mr. Shane Williams, and our school board members, Chair Tanis Cherry, Vice Chair Andrew Rigby, Tyson Burtenshaw, Emily Belknap, and Chris Connell, along with our West Jefferson faculty and staff. Now I'd like to introduce Matt Hall.
I'd like to invite everybody to participate in a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. At this time, we'd like to ask you to please stand, and gentlemen, including graduates, please remove your hat and direct your attention to the flag on the east wall for the playing of our national anthem by the West Jefferson Orchestra and Band. Thank you. It's an honor to be here at this event, the high point of the academic year, because today we are celebrating the accomplishments and academic achievements of our class. Good evening, graduates, families, teachers, coaches, and everyone who helped shape the class of 2026. Tonight feels a little different, doesn't it? For years, graduation felt far away, like one of those dirt roads out in the country that stretches so far you can't quite see where it ends, and now somehow we're here. The class of 2026. Sitting beside the people we grew up with, people we rode the bus with before daylight, people who we played ball with, showed livestock with, and sat next to in class, laughed with at lunch, and leaned on when life got hard. That's the thing about growing up in a small town and going to a school like West Jefferson. You don't just know people's names here, you know their stories. And whether we realize it or not, these stories become a part of ours too. Recently, I listened to a commencement speech by Eric Church, where he talked about how every person has their own sound to bring into the world. Not a copy, not a cover, or a version of someone else's life, an original. And I think that matters for the class of 2026, because pretty soon life is gonna pull us in 100 different directions. Some of us are leaving home for the first time. Some of us are staying close to the people and the land that we love. Some of us know exactly where we're heading, and others are just trying to figure it out. And honestly, that's okay. Because growing up isn't about suddenly having all the answers. It's about learning how to keep going even when you don't know how. This class knows something about preservation. We lived through uncertainty. We carried pressures people didn't always see. We've had moments where we doubted ourselves and moments where life didn't go where we planned. But somehow together we showed up. That says something about who we are. Small towns have a way of building people different. We learned early that hard work matters and that character matters. That when someone's struggling, you show up with a truck and the whole basketball team and friends to try to jumpstart it after the game, to try to jumpstart a car after a game. Cheat code, Paul Pace, he usually knows what he's doing. We learned that success isn't about being noticed. Sometimes it's about being dependable, being kind, being the person others can count on. And as the class of 2026 walks out of those doors, I hope we never lose that. I hope we chase big dreams. I hope we take risks. I hope we see the world. But I also hope we never become too busy, too proud, or too successful to remember where we came from. Because one day, the things that we will miss most probably won't be the tests or assignments. It'll be the little things. The sound of sneakers in the hallways where the traffic was never moving fast enough, Friday nights under the lights, teachers who pushed us because they cared, and teachers that joked with us over schoolwork most days. Spelling tea with Mr. G was always educational. And the friends that became family through the missing assignments and the late nights and the early mornings. The library, being a getaway with the couches everywhere, and Annie, can you print this for me, and can you do this for me? And endless sucker supplies. The feeling of a home. Tonight is more than the end of high school. It's the closing of one chapter of our lives and the beginning of another that hasn't been written yet. And maybe that's what makes this moment so special. For the first time, we all stand on the edge of something unknown. But there's one thing that I know about the class of 2026. It's this. We are capable of more than we think. We are stronger than we realize. And no matter where life takes us, a piece of this place will always go with us. And we are more than ready for the next step. To our parents and grandparents, teachers and family, Thank you for believing in us, even when we struggle to believe in ourselves. And to the class of 2026, may you stay humble, may you stay kind, and may you always be good. Congratulations, class of 2026. And now allow me to introduce the senior class vice president, Carly Heistamer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered today to celebrate the achievements of a group of exceptionally talented and bright individuals. To date this year, the graduating class of 2026 has earned $1,284,256 in offered scholarships, and as a class, we have earned 981 college credits and used over $68,344 in advanced opportunity money to pay for it. Please join me in a round of applause for this class's academic achievement. You will also see in our digital program an amount that each student has been offered since May 15th, 2026. We wanted to celebrate the achievements of the students in this class and are excited for you to see what they have done in the digital program. We will now watch the senior slideshow that me, senior class vice president, has made. Please note that if you are viewing this through our YouTube link, the senior slideshow will go silent because of copyright issues. The sound will resume after the slideshow ends.
would like to thank all the seniors and Carly Fies Samuel especially. That takes a lot of time and effort, and it's always fun to see the growth. Graduates and guests, it's now my honor to once again recognize academic excellence in this senior class. We have 17 students who have all weighted GPAs of 4.0 or higher. They get this by taking dual credit classes that are weighted on a 5-point scale for those courses. We wanted to honor this by celebrating such outstanding academic achievement to attain these high grades. So I want to continue this honor as we recognize these 17 individual students. It's a privilege to recognize all that they've done at our small little school. This is very unusual, and I don't think it should be ignored. Could I get all of the 17 students to stand? And you will be receiving a token of our appreciation that we didn't give out earlier today, but we're doing it now. So I'll just call your names and they're going to be handed out. CJ Day, Brindley Bitter, Kobe Niskin, Catherine Chapoya, please stay standing. I've seen all of them. Matt Hall, McKinley Simmons, Ella Schulberg, Natalie Whitman, Oakland Young, Tenley Lounsbury, Lupe Sosa, Chase Vanette, Tiara Canterbury, Annalise Williams, David Cherry, William Gander, and Tyson Riggs. Trayson, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is pretty impressive. 4.0s or higher for 4 years. Takes a lot of work and time. And if, I don't know, if you look at these kids and you know them well, you know they were also doing other things too. And it's really a neat accomplishment that we wanted to celebrate. So thank you. And we're now, you guys can sit. The class will have 2 speakers from this group representing them. They will be CJ Day first and Brindley Bitter second. We will hear from both of them and then move on with our program.
Congratulations, class of 2026. We are almost officially West Jefferson High School alumni. Today we sit here as graduates looking back at 4 years of laughs, tears, struggles, and triumphs. However, a year from now, our class will be spread across the globe. Missions, higher education, and life will pull us away from our homes and everything we know. While many of us, myself included, are filled with anxious excitement over the next chapter of our lives, we would be lying to say we're not a little bit scared. I was once told by my coach that fear and excitement often feel the same. We get to choose how we perceive it. As we move forward into the adventures to come, it is essential to remember where we are standing right now. There's a patchwork quilt that sits in the fireplace in my home. It is worn down by love and bears physical reminders of a joyful life. This quilt was given to my mother by her grandmother as she prepped to leave for college. Since then, it has become a family heirloom. Thousands of my childhood memories involve that blanket. One could catch a glimpse of it during every sick day, movie night, and blanket fort. Its tattered edges now serve as a reminder of everywhere I have been. Think of your own quilts, engraved with your family memories, pieces of your life so far. Maybe it's fabric. It has fabrics of beautiful but fading patterns. Maybe the stitching is beginning to fray. Nonetheless, it is perfect for you. Each quilt is a combination of different fabrics blending together to make something warm and beautiful. Just like these quilts, our lives are a combination of different people, serving different roles and helping us grow into the people we are today. As we move forward into the bright futures ahead of us, it is important to remember and find these people. First, I want you to identify the people who give you a foundation. My family have forever been my biggest supporters. They are my foundation. They were the roots holding me in place as I reached for the stars above. My grandparents are my biggest cheerleaders. Every school event, sports game, or fair, they were there cheering me on. Their support has changed my life and encouraged me to follow every dream, no matter how large. They have taught me what it means to serve, love, and show up for everyone in your life. My brother has acted as a built-in best friend for the last 15 years and given me a title I couldn't be more proud of. I get to be a big sister. Every day he teaches me what it means to be a hard worker, a positive influence, and above all, a friend. Wiley, before I was anything else, I was your big sister. I love you, and I cannot wait to see what you do.
My dad quietly supported me and gave me the best childhood I could have asked for. From courses, 4-H to helping me pursue my dreams, he taught me that support is not always loud, but consistent. Above all others, my mom has been my biggest support. There was never a practice too early or a tournament too far. She encouraged every dream, every ambition. She fostered an environment that allowed me to grow into the best version of myself. Every success I have, I can thank my mom for pushing me and encouraging me to be the best. She taught me to laugh and smile through the hard, win and lose graciously, put my all into everything I do, and most of all, strive to make each day better than the last. Thank you for allowing me to grow, Mom. I love you so much. Next, you must find people who challenge you. Life was never meant to be easy. We were never meant to stay in the same place too long. 4 years ago, I sat in Mr. Gore's world history class and debated with him the implications of modern feminism on family traditions. This would be the first of many conversations. These talks about everything from history to political science challenged me to look at the world and learning differently. If I had not been challenged in that class, I would not be standing in front of you today giving this speech. As a class, we have been blessed with some of the best teachers there are. Thank you, West Jefferson High School faculty, especially you, Mr. Gore. I have had countless amazing coaches in my archery career. They all challenged me to be better. They pushed me to be the best because they saw something in me I didn't yet. These people changed my life. And because of these individuals pushing me, I've accomplished so many of my dreams. Finally, I challenge you to find people that make life feel easy. Find people who make you laugh, people who make you happy. The best thing I gained from West Jefferson High School is the connections and friendships I have made. In the last 4 years, I have made so many amazing friends that made my high school experience something amazing. My friends are some of the most amazing people I've had the privilege of meeting. They're beautiful, talented girls who I know will go on to do amazing things. Thank you for letting me be a part of your story. Thank you for all the times you made me laugh till I cried. Thank you for supporting all of my crazy ideas. Thank you for listening to my rambles about archery, even though you had no idea what I was talking about. Thank you for making my life better. High school has been the hardest and most rewarding 4 years of my life. The people I have met, the opportunities I have been given are irreplaceable. As I close, I want to give you a piece of advice given to me earlier this year. As you look to your future, never forget where you've already been. Class of 2026, we have been blessed to live in a community that has allowed us to grow into amazing people. As you go out into the world, remember them. Add new fabrics to your quilt and new people to your life. Above all else, strive to make every day just a bit better than the last. Thank you.
I just have to preface before this speech that I am a prayer, so just bear with me. But as I was writing, I kept on thinking about the words from Macklemore, a Macklemore song that I think says it the best. I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days. All the love you won't forget, and all these reckless nights you won't regret. Someday soon your whole life's gonna change, you'll miss the magic of these good old days. Growing up in a small school with a small graduating class is something truly special. In a bigger school, it's easy to get lost in the crowd, but here we grew up side by side. We don't just know each other's names, but we know each other's stories. And tonight we celebrate each of those stories. We have watched each other succeed, struggle, change, and grow. We spent years together in the same classrooms, at the same games, events, and school activities. And somewhere along the way, we became more than just classmates, we became friends. Look at us, we've made it. Each one of us has played a role in making these years what they were. Even small moments that seemed so ordinary at the time are moments we'll probably miss the most someday. So let's take a trip down memory lane. Like in kindergarten, when we were learning about the letter Q and U, and how they always go together. Nathan represented the letter Q, and Jay represented the letter U, and they got married so they would always be together forever. Or in first grade, when Payson would get up every week for show and tell, and turn his face purple, and sweet Miss Grady would let it happen every time. In second grade, when What Does the Fox Say was very popular and we would sing it all day long. And also there was something about Miss Sawicki's class and the green table always stunk. I'm not really sure what it was, but it just did. In third grade, there was a girl in Miss Blake's class who brought a tiny baby kitten in her backpack, but don't worry, she brought a string cheese for it to eat. In fourth grade, we did an epic science project where we dissected owl pellets. Our teacher asked us to bring any owl pellets that may be under our trees at our houses. While dissecting these said pellets, someone brought cat food. Not owl pellets. In fifth grade, the Hamer kids decided to join the party here in Territon. Mrs. Tuckett and Mrs. Hawker, those were some good times in those classes. Sixth grade was the year of COVID and virtual learning. Zoom calls with Mrs. Morton, where we would leave the call or lose internet when she wanted to see our notebooks. Seventh grade was the year of devious clips. Lots of these happened in the boys' bathroom. Let's just say there was a lot of shoveling and hauling coal as a punishment. Somehow in eighth grade, Nettie's knee went through the wall and Slate's head made an indent on the whiteboard in Miss Harrison's classroom. We also had contests of who could leave Miss Barnett's classroom the most during the class period without her noticing. I think the record was 22. Freshman year, Wrecker brought his RV to anything but a car day and literally camped in there all day long. Sophomore year, Panther Olympics, Morph, and Mrs. Scott became our principal. We love her and we truly appreciate all she has done for us. Our junior year, Anthony Shortlift chaperoned our homecoming dance. He brought energy drinks and we shotgunned them with him. Senior year, this is the year our class painted rocks, went on American Heritage, played senior assassin, watched Mac represent our school as a state champ, football games in the dome, our epic night last night at Miss Scott's house, Mr. Gore memories, which I promise I wouldn't expose him because he wants to keep his job. So here's to the peanuts and Mr. Gore beating Payson up the rocky steps, to entering the classroom saying, "Welcome, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is..." We all know he's going to miss us a lot. These memories will stay with me forever. My mom told me at the beginning of this senior year that sitting here today at graduation is probably the last time we'll all be together. So we want to take it in because life is going to take us in many different directions. We are all stepping into a new chapter of life. Some of us are headed to college, some to work, some on missions, the military, trades, or completely different paths. But for the first time, we won't be together every day. That's exciting, but also very bittersweet. No matter where life takes us, the experiences we shared here will stay with us. The friendships we built, the lessons we learned, and the memories we made in this small school will continue to shape who we are and who we become. This school has taught us how to support each other, how to work through challenges, and how important community really is. Because while our class may have been small, the impact we've had on each other's life is something much bigger. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce our inspirational speaker of the evening. Jelena Dixon, affectionately known as Coach Joe, is a proud graduate of Idaho State University and has dedicated her career to supporting and inspiring students, both in the classroom and through athletics. She has taught for 10 years and coached in the district for 15 years, including 9 years as head coach. Throughout her career, she has coached softball, volleyball, girls basketball, junior high track, and junior high volleyball. Coach Joe is known for being smart, strong, hardworking, and the kind of person you always want in your corner. Her impact reaches far beyond wins and losses and has helped shape the confidence, character, and lives of countless students and athletes over the years. While she has many accomplishments to be proud of, her greatest joy is her beautiful children, Payson, Miles, Olivia, and Gunnar. Please welcome this year's graduation speaker, Jelena Dixon.
Thank you, Bryn. As you heard, this is my 10th year as a teacher and my 10th year sitting here at graduation at West Jefferson. For 10 years, I've looked out into the crowd and I've seen families gather together to support their graduates. I've seen the smile, the excitement, the proud tears, and the feeling that comes with watching a brand new chapter begin. It is truly an honor and a privilege to share a few words with you before the next chapter starts. Back in January, I was asked if I would speak at graduation. My first response was no, heck no, no. But as you can see, here I am. So, as the months went by, I asked a few of you students what you would actually want to hear in a graduation speech. And honestly, I got some great feedback. Keep it short, don't cry. Please don't make it awkward. Do not say amen at the end. And my personal favorite, we really don't care, we just want to leave. So, here we go, I promise to keep it short and sweet. As a special education teacher, my job often happens behind the scenes. My role looks a little different than many general education teachers. My job is to support, encourage, advocate, problem solve, celebrate the small victories, and help students see potential in themselves that they may not see yet. A lot of what special education teachers do is confidential. It is not always a job where success stories are publicly shared or loudly celebrated. Sometimes the biggest moments happen quietly, in small classrooms, in hallway conversations, during difficult days, or in the simple act of showing up for a student consistently. Maybe our interactions have simply been me saying hello to you in the hallway every morning. Maybe I have congratulated you after a sporting event. Maybe I have had the opportunity and privilege to be your coach. Maybe you've been one of my peer tutors. Maybe I've helped you through a hard assignment, a stressful moment, or just a difficult day. And while I may not have had the opportunity to teach all of you, being part of this school community for the last 10 years has allowed me to learn from so many of you. One day in January, I had just started a new math assignment with a few of my students, when one of your peers said something that instantly stuck with me. It was simple, honest, and powerful, and it became the advice I knew I wanted to share with you tonight. But before I share, I need to take you back a few years so you can truly understand who this student is and the impact he has had on the people around him, including me. Because I believe that if you think back on your own school experiences, especially these last 4 years of high school, many of you will realize that this student has probably impacted your life as well. I share this story with permission from Riley, Michelle, and Parker Robinson. The school year was 2018-2019. You were all beginning 5th grade. Around that same time, Riley and Michelle had just moved back to Roberts and were searching for a new school for Parker, a place where he could truly belong. They wanted a school environment where Parker could be himself, learn alongside his peers, build friendships, and experience the kind of growth that comes from being included, valued, and supported as part of the community. And from the moment Parker walked into our school, he did exactly that. Not just by being included, but by helping all of us become better because he was here. For the past 4 years, I have watched this class give to Parker unconditionally, and many of you probably don't even know that you were doing it. Through simple acts of kindness, inclusion, patience, and friendship, you helped create some of the best experiences and memories for him. Whether it was inviting him to be part of something, helping him when he needed, stopping to talk to him in the hallway, or simply accepting him exactly as he is, those moments matter more than you will ever know. His stash of blue Doritos never seems to run low. You guys, many of you have bought him bags, and simply just to make his day. Your pepperoni pizza was never safe with Parker around, and everyone could hear the excitement when it was pizza rippers in the lunchroom. Hayes and Brindley, you willingly included him in the daily announcements, making him feel important, capable, and part of something bigger than himself. What may have seemed as ordinary moments became opportunities for belonging, confidence, friendship, and joy. Those are gifts that go farther than beyond high school. And while Parker has absolutely been blessed by this class, I think many of us would agree that we have been equally blessed by him. Yesterday at Lagoon with the seniors, I was able to witness kindness, memories being made, inclusion, and it wasn't just to Parker. It was between all of you, laughing, joking, nicknames, and just having a great time, enjoying your last bus ride as a West Jefferson Panther. See, the thing about kindness, sometimes the smallest actions leave the biggest impact. And now this brings me to the words of advice Parker shared with me in January. Like I said, we had just started a new math assignment. Parker was sitting there by himself, and he said, "Whenever I'm trying something new or nervous, I tell myself 3 things. Tell yourself you can do it. Stay positive, be yourself." Class of 2026, you are about to enter the real world, where everything will be new. You will be nervous. Things will be scary. And I think these are 3 of the most important lessons anyone can carry into life after graduation. I'd like to take a moment and build on each of these. First, tell yourself you can do it. There will be moments in life when things feel uncertain, when the path isn't clear, When you don't feel ready or when doubt creeps in those moments, what you tell yourself matters. Confidence doesn't always come from knowing you'll succeed. It comes from believing you're willing to try. Sometimes the greatest thing you can do is simply say, I can do this, and take that first step anyway. Second, stay positive. Staying positive doesn't mean everything will be easy or perfect. It means choosing to keep going, even when things are hard. It means looking for progress instead of perfection. Life will challenge you, but your mindset will shape how you meet those challenges. Positivity is not about ignoring difficulties, it's about believing that you can move through them. And finally, be yourself. This might be the most important one of all. The world doesn't need you to be like everyone else. It needs you to be exactly who you are. Your strengths, your perspective, your story, they matter. When you stay true to yourself, you bring something authentic and valuable to every space you enter. Don't trade that for fitting in. These words didn't come from a textbook. They came from someone who has faced challenges, taken risks, and has kept moving forward. And today, as he graduates alongside of all of you, I think that says everything. So as you leave here today, take Parker's advice with you. Tell yourself you can do it. Stay positive and always be yourself. I wish you the best of luck, class of 2026. Go do good things. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. We really appreciate you. I now invite our principal, Mrs. Christy Scott, to announce the names of the graduates for 2025-2026 school year and the awarding of certificates and diplomas for the graduating class.
Members of the school board, Superintendent Williams, graduates, families, and friends. I have the honor to present to you the candidates for graduation from West Jefferson High School for this year, 2025-2026. But of course, I'm going to say a few things. When we hear good things about what you're doing, we connect to that. So to celebrate some of these good things, I'd like you to stand with each description that fits you, if it applies. So we're going to start with this one first. How many of you are the oldest in your family? Stand up. Oh, yeah. Okay, sit down. How many of you are the babies of the family? Okay, that might explain a little bit about this class. We got oldest in the family bossing us around. We got the babies who are like, I run the show. Okay, next, this one is so cool that I didn't highlight yet. How many of you are not only graduating from high school, but you have graduated with an associate's degree? So I think you remember last year, we had our first student graduate with an associate's degree. We had one last year. I love to see that we have three. We had 2 graduates from CSI and 1 graduate from CEI. So nice job. That took a lot of work and a lot of time. How many of you failed a test? Bounce back the next time. Anybody fail a test? Anybody's honest enough to stand and do that? Okay, nice job. If you haven't failed a test yet, you might. How many of you played a sport, which means you balance academics and athletics? Played a sport for the Panther team. Wow, look at that. We're losing all of these things. Nice job. How many of you were in a club, FFA, BPA, FCCLA? And stay standing. So stand if you were in a club. Any of those clubs, NHS, let's count that too. And if I miss any, just stand. Now my next question, and you can sit if you weren't, how many of you went to state in your clubs? How many of you went to nationals in your clubs? So pretty impressive, nice job. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. How many of you took a dual credit class, whether online or at our school? So again, really impressive. These kids are earning college credits, and I think it's awesome. Okay, one of my personal favorites, even though I don't teach English anymore. How many of you have read at least 10 books in the last 4 years? Please show me there's gonna be people that stand. Yes. Nice job, guys. I don't know if this is one, but I always love to see this. How many of you are the first person in your family to graduate? That's really awesome. How many of you served in any kind of leadership role, club, student council, sport teams, etc.? Stand if you served in a leadership role. Okay, and we honored our valedictorians, so I want a few kids who, first of all, we had a student have a really unique opportunity. How many of you went to Boise for a couple of months and were a Senate page? That's been a long time. I've had 3 students that I can remember that have had that opportunity, and I think it is so cool. How many of you traveled to new places this year that you had never seen before? American Heritage? I think traveling is one of the most important things we can do to broaden our perspective. How many of you won a scholarship this year? Okay, how many of you, so this is my last one, but 2. How many of you did CTE, but you were focused on a pathway? So you can stand if you're in any CTE. That would be classes from Mrs. Day, Mr. Lovell, Mrs. Williams, Mrs. Falmford. I think I covered them. But we had some really unique things happen, and then there were some that did Ideal A CTE as well. So if you're in any CTE, please stand up. Okay, now we had, so you can sit down. How many of you did the Ideal A and then with Mrs. Jalinda Pancarry, completed your CNA and are now certified to go and do that? Okay, and then Mrs. Williams had a pathway that she's very passionate about. It's what started her on the road to becoming a teacher, and she did paras. And so we have students who are graduating, and on their diploma, they actually have a special sticker from the state of Idaho saying that they passed their TSA test, their workplace ready test, and those 3. Okay, they had to pass 3 intensive tests to certify, and they now can go and get a job being a paraprofessional in school. Please stand if you earned that award. Thank you. Really impressive. I just think that stuff needs to be highlighted. One last question. Please stand if you came and visited my house last night. The next time I invite you in, come in. So with that said, I just would like you to know that I'm going to get the last laugh tonight because I control how long graduation is there. So if this speech suddenly turns into a TED Talk podcast series or a 3-part documentary, just know you brought this on yourselves. A few days ago, I was told I needed to let the seniors know very clearly, please do not do a senior prank at the school. And then, because apparently I make questionable life decisions, I added, if you absolutely need to get it out of your system, come do it at my house instead. I told the kids last year the same thing, nobody showed up. And these kids, because of who they are and what you just saw, they did show up, and they showed up very beautifully. To be honest, I haven't been properly TP'd since Anthony Shirtliff and Quinn Tuckett hit my old house years ago. And maybe Anthony was with them last night because I saw some recent prom videos of him dancing there. Anthony, have you continued your legacy by returning as an alumni consultant to teach advanced placement toilet paper? Because somehow saran wrap was also involved and which honestly feels unnecessary, but also strangely impressive. So I have to admit, when I came to school and saw several very tired seniors walking around, I became a little suspicious. But here's the thing. As funny as it was, I actually think there's a lesson in it. They showed up. And maybe more importantly, you came back and did the assignment even better. So Andy caught them and he went out and he was like, hey. And then I said, tell them to come in. I was laughing. We thought it was pretty funny. And they disappeared. So we're like, okay. And I stayed up till midnight, working on the program, doing all these nice things. And then we woke up the next morning and Andy had a saran wrapped car and the backyard was done and they came back. So maybe more importantly, because they came back and did the assignment even better, they didn't damage the school, they didn't destroy property, they didn't choose cruelty over humor unless you're talking to Sonnet, who had to clean it up today, or Andy, whose new car took a hit. And kids, if I can give you the best piece of advice ever, please marry someone that laughs and takes pictures of you for the, like I said, go take some pictures, and he did. He was laughing with me. You guys redirected this, and honestly, that matters. Because adulthood is less about making messes and more about learning what to do with your energy, your choices, your frustrations, your humor, your freedom, and your influence. Some people use all of that to tear things apart. Others learn to build, to communicate with it and connect. And that's really what I hope for this class, not perfection, but growth. A few years ago, one of the dads sitting here tonight pulled me aside when his son decided to come to West Jefferson. And I still remember what he said to me. Sorry, whoever said not to cry. He simply said, take care of him. And I hope we have. I hope we have done our best to take care of all of you kids, not perfectly, not flawlessly, but genuinely, because that's really what schools are supposed to be, not just buildings where you pass classes, but places where people try to raise human beings to be good. Places where students learn algebra, welding, writing, science, and history, yes, but also places where they should slowly learn resilience, accountability, empathy, friendship, disappointment, courage, and how to become a part of a community bigger than themselves. And I've watched this class show growth with that, real growth. I've watched students who once struggled begin believing in themselves. I've watched friendships form. I've watched some of you mature enormously. I've watched kindness from unexpected people in quiet moments no one else noticed. And honestly, that matters more to me than almost anything else. And since you have such a good sense of humor, we won't do the TED Talk. I hope you become the kind of adults who choose to make everyone around them feel like they matter. Adults who are kind, who work hard, who widen their circles, who understand that empathy is strength, not weakness, who realize life gets better when you stop keeping score and start contributing something meaningful. Because here's the beautiful thing. You do not have to stay exactly who you are right now. None of us do. When we don't change much at our core, but life gives us opportunities to become deeper, wiser, softer, stronger, more grateful versions of ourselves. And sometimes graduation is really less about leaving school and more about deciding what baggage you're finally ready to leave behind. And honestly, maybe that's why I ended up loving your senior prank. Because in a weird way, it reminded me exactly who you are. A little chaotic, absolutely. Questionable decision makers at times, without question. Capable of operating on almost no sleep and terrible judgment, clearly. But also creative, funny, connected, smart, full of life, still becoming. And maybe that's what I'll remember the most. Because you showed up. And you still show up. And this beautiful thing about life is that you will keep getting opportunities to redo the assignment, to come back wiser, kinder, more grateful, more emotionally intelligent, more aware of the people around you, to widen your circle. And someday, years from now, I think many of you will look back and realize that this place, imperfect as it was, held people who were quietly cheering for you the entire time. People who saw more in you than you saw in yourself sometimes. So tonight, go celebrate, laugh loudly, take pictures, hug your families, thank the people who helped you get here. Be ridiculous, be joyful, and if you decide to be someone's house in the future, at least make sure it's someone who loves you enough to laugh when they wake up the next morning, just like I did. Congratulations, graduates of 2026. All right. Sorry. That was my revenge, I guess. For the crime. Okay. Whew. Let me find my place. Okay. Graduates, as I call your name, please come forward to be honored and receive your diploma. And school board, if you would like to come up here and take your place. And we do have someone taking a picture. So if you would allow them to do that, and then you're welcome to get pictures over there as well. But we do need those back doors shut. Thank you. William Wendell Ander. I'm gonna build a toilet paper shower. Raleigh James Babcock. Braden Jose Valderas. Allison Christina Ball. Nathan Thomas Ball. Marianne Belknap. Brinley L. Bitter. Jonathan Owen Bonilla. Justice Wyatt Burton Shaw. Riker Benjamin Burton Shaw. Jackson Campbell. Bailey Rose Cherry. CJ Day. Jocelyn Adelena Elias. Nettie Yahir Elias. Jason Justin Ingerson. Frida Estrada Omiedo. Carly Sean Paisamo. Alina Gonzalez. Madeline Afton Joe Gunderson. Matt J. Hall. Charlie K. Holdaway. Carter Dallas Holtz. Jalen Alicia Yamas. Henley Sally Lounsbury. Aiden Vera McCoy. Heidi Jocelyn Mendoza Gutierrez. Elena Leticia Messerly. Bodie Dane Miskin. Catherine Luce Montalban. Avery Lorena Munoz. Kevin Munoz Rasa. Colden John Newman. Angie Noriega. Berkeley Lynn Pancari. Kiara Beth Pancari. Jesus Reina. Trayson Edwin Ricks. Adeline Bree Robertson. Parker Riley Robinson. That's my joint speed, right? Dylan Blake Romrell. Tanisha Ann Sauer. Kyla Joe Siemens. Risa Cristal Serrano. Ella Jeline Schulberg. Slade Ken Shu. Porter James Sherla. McKinley Simmons. McKinley Simmons. Will Jean Slagowski. Wyatt Thomas Slagowski. Lupe Crystal Sosa Ariero. Paisley Ray Summers. Catherine Tafoya. Nathan R. Tomlinson. Chase Madison Bennett. Francisco Vargas. Jose Manuel Vargas. Natalie Ann Wigman. Annalise Mary Williams. Oakland Sierra Young. I hereby petition the chairman of the West Jefferson School District School Board to certify the completion of the requirements of these candidates. Tanis Cherry, I present to you our West Jefferson High School graduates, and may I say, the next time you come over, come and visit.
As a school district chairperson, after careful review of the curriculum requirements and based upon the recommendation of the school principal, I have found that you have completed the requirements for graduation. I therefore certify that these candidates for graduation have fully satisfied the requirements prescribed by the Idaho State Department of Education and the West Jefferson School District. As the chairman of West Jefferson School District, I duly certify that you have completed the requirements prescribed by the Idaho State Department of Education. I now confirm you high school graduate of West Jefferson High School for the 2025-26 school year. Congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce McKinley Simmons, our senior class secretary, for the changing of the tassel.
It's now And now graduates, please rise. It's time to move your tassels from the right side to the left side to signify your graduation. If you ever forget which side your tassel goes on, remember that you wear it on the left side over your heart to remind you of your school. We now call on Paisley Summers, our class president, for our closing remarks.
Let me be the first to offer my warmest congratulations to you and your for a prosperous and successful future. This day signifies a new beginning for each and every one of us. In addition to earning the diplomas conferred upon us today, we have earned the right to be associated with a very special group of individuals. We can now call ourselves the alumni of West Jefferson High School. Would all alumni please stand? Alumni, by your applause, please welcome us to your room. Let us safely enjoy our night of celebration with our family and friends. Thank you. We will now have Carly Feinsam will give us our closing remarks. Our dear Heavenly Father, we're thankful for this day. We're thankful for all of the many blessings. We're thankful that we could come together to celebrate the graduates of 2026. We're thankful that we could grow together, be friends, be able to share memories and grow with each other. Heavenly Father, I ask that you please make sure that no harm will come upon anyone and that we can have a safe drive home and that we can all have fun at the end of the day. And I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Open at this time, will you please leave the recessional out of the gymnasium? Thank you.